Right, today I'm going to be making this tray and I'm going to use this unicorn that you can see here. So I use these UV DTFs on the very first video that I ever made on YouTube, video number 1. Now with the unicorn, I actually love this unicorn, but I felt like it doesn't really go with the rest of them. So I thought, well, it'll make a good kind of standalone piece then, and I'll use it for this tray. I'll use it on this video. So let's get going. So I've got this kind of iridescent-y kind of glitter here and these iridescent pieces that I'm going to use on this tray to begin with. Now I don't want too much of this on this tray, so I'm starting off here. So these iridescent pieces, I decided to go with the stars, the little star shapes in here. So I'm just using, or failing to use some tweezers here, just placing them kind of randomly, kind of on the face, I guess, of the tray. But again, like I say, I don't want too many going on here. So this is how they're looking. And then can you see that little kind of black mark I'm pointing out on the left? I was a bit worried that was going to kind of come off on my piece, but yeah, it turned out it was just a stain. I tried scrubbing it off with isopropyl and all sorts, but yeah, so didn't have to worry about that in the end. Right, onto the glitter. So I've just got a little tiny scoop of it here, and I'm just very gently randomly just sprinkling a little bit in there, and getting it all kind of as much as I can covered, if you like, and a bit of the sides and things. Then I'm just scooping up the excess and putting that in. So this is how we're looking, super sparkly and pretty. So I'll go and get some resin mixed up and I'll jump back on once that's done. Okay, so I've got some resin mixed up, some in some separate pots, but we'll come to those. I've got some cream mica powder, white mica powder, and some glitter mica powder. So I'm adding some white in first. Now, the reason I've pulled out the cream mica powder as well is I didn't want I wanted it toned down a little bit. I very much wanted a nice creamy colour for the background. And then the glitter mica powder is, well, self-explanatory, I think, for me, because it's me. So I'm giving that a good mix in, making sure that I am getting all of that stirred in really, really well. You want to make sure that your mica is completely dissolved in your resin. And then once I've done that, I'll get it in the bubble machine. And whilst that's debubbling, we can move on to getting these colours mixed up. Right, so I've pulled out some micas here. So I've got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. So I know these aren't, the all of the real colours of a rainbow, but yeah, I was trying to be realistic in a sense of how many colours I can make up without like the resin going all super thick and curing on me. So yeah, now I'm not going to put each of these in the bubble machine once I've mixed them up, just because I'm going to be using only a tiny amount, as you'll see soon. So yeah, I can do this whilst I'm waiting for the main kind of part of my resin, the white background, the cream background, to debubble. So I've got my colours made up and the cream has been debubbled, so I'll grab that and we'll be ready to pour. Okay, so my cream resin's all debubbled now, so I'm just going in with this silicone tool, and so the plan was here is that I wanted this wispy, subtle, kind of rainbowy thing going on in the corner. It didn't work out that way, but I think in the end it looked all right, because just with the vibe I was going for and stuff, you'll see. So yeah, so the plan was at this point, so I was purposely leaving a gap in these stripes that I'm doing, because I thought when I pour them in the cream, it'll kind of go in between and it'll make it all pastel-y and blendy and subtle, and hopefully I'm making sense here. I'm probably not. You're probably thinking again, like, Shona, you're just talking absolute nonsense as per usual. But yeah, so I've got the colours down and I'm going in now with the cream. So I gave it a good spritz with my isopropyl alcohol, and I just start by filling up kind of around the rim first. The reason that I did that, I just wanted to make sure that when the cream started kind of coming in contact with the colours, that it was hitting the colours evenly, so it didn't end up where it was swaying them all over to the left or swaying it all over to the right. Or hopefully I'm making sense here. Again, probably not, but yeah. So next I'm going in with a tool just to try and dislodge any air pockets from around that edge. Now I did get a few, and it wasn't the resin's fault, it wasn't the mold's fault. To be honest, I didn't do a very good job here. I was kind of going more in a somewhat straight line rather than going into each individual groove. But yeah, anyway, so I'll get that covered, and as always, I have extras. So I need to grab a couple molds to get all of these extras in. And I think I start with, if I get, there we go. Yeah, so some little butterflies. So I just start by adding some of the colours into this butterfly mold. Now what I do is with these tiny ones like this is I pour it and then I use a tool just to kind of scrape off the top. It's a lot quicker than having to try and get resin into a load of tiny little shapes. Yeah. Then I've got out my little mini jar pot again. You can tell obviously that I'm a bit obsessed with this jar mold at the moment. And I'm just kind of drizzling in, trying to marble my colours. I'm going in with the white in between each colour. Yeah, and just filling that up. And then because I had a little bit of white and a little bit of all the colours, like an annoying amount of each one, I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna just scrape them all into into the white. I don't know what I'm doing here. I just thought get them all into one pot and yeah, get them poured. So once I've done that, you can see that yeah, they're all in there. And I go and grab some bare molds and yeah, get that in there as well. Right, I'll jump back on once everything's cured up. Okay, today is the day. I love demold day. Right, so I've got a bit of tape on these butterflies just to kind of get them demolded quicker. So yeah, there's all of the little rainbowy butterflies. How cute are they? I think they look really cool actually in all those colours. What am I doing next? A bear? So yeah, didn't turn out. I mean, it's fine. I'll put it in the little pick and mix box for the kids when I do a stall. This one went far too muddy for me. It's the colours have kind of lost their vibrancy, I think, in this. I will do something with it, but yeah, I wish I hadn't poured them all into the same cup. Whereas with this little jar, so I've demolded the lid there and I'm just kind of trimming off a bit of the excess around the top whilst the resin's still soft, although it is quite thin, so I could have just picked it off, I reckon. So with the jar, because I did pour it kind of separate, I didn't put them all into one cup, I did pour them all separately. The colours haven't lost the vibrancy. So yeah, the jar actually turned out really nice. Yeah, I really like how this has turned out. I'm sorry, by the way, if you can hear snorty dogs again in the background. They're right next to me asleep and doing their usual snorting and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, so this jar has turned out really nice. It's pretty cool, I think. I really like it. Okay, so the tray next, as always, it's not been a full 24 hours, so everything's still a little bit soft. So I'm just trying to be careful here not to kind of bend it or anything like that. So let's see how this turned out, shall we? Drum roll. Ta-da! Okay. So first of all, let's address the elephant in the room, those stripes. At first, when I saw this, I thought, oh no, I'm going to have to re-pour this. They look terrible. Now the rest of the tray, you can see the little sparkly bits, the little iridescent bits that I'd put in. They all turned out lovely. I've got a few air pockets around the edge of the tray, but nothing that can't be kind of easily sorted. But yeah, I was thinking I'm going to re-pour this, but then I decided not to because I knew what I was going to do, right, with the whole grumpy unicorn thing. And I thought, actually, it might kind of go with the vibe that I'm going for. Do you know what? I'll show you. So, moving on. I'd cut this out, right? So I knew I wanted this to go alongside the unicorn. So I have that UV DTF, obviously the unicorn. Now that I don't even like rainbows thing, I cut out of my Cricut, or cricket as it's properly pronounced, but that just doesn't come naturally to me. So I'll probably interchange between Cricut and cricket. So yeah, I cut that out with my Cricut on with some vinyl. Weeded it out. So yeah, so I'll get the transfer tape over this, get it onto the transfer tape, then onto the tray. Now this is permanent vinyl, so again, so with the UV DTF, you certainly don't need a top coat, and this is permanent vinyl that I'm using here for the wording. So again, that would be really quite robust, but yeah, I'm gonna do a top. Why I just like to give it that extra protection. So yeah, so now that that's all down, I'll give it a scrub just like a UV DTF and get the transfer tape off. So I'll jump now to doing the top coat. Right, I have some clear resin here that has some crushed crystal in there. Now, I only need a tiny bit of this. I've actually used this. So I'm working on, at the side, my previous video a few days ago, the honey coasters. So yeah, I'm just nicking a bit of this top coat for those coasters, for the top coat of this. So I'm just putting a little bit in there. Now, it's really nice, this particular mold, actually, because the tray, it's really quite deep, which is nice. Anyway, so I'll wait for that to cure up and I'll jump back on. Okay, so that top coat is all cured and I've filled in air pockets around the edge with some pearly UV resin. So, by the way, I absolutely love this tray. I was saying to some of my sisters, I sent them a picture saying, I think it's probably one of my most favourite things I've ever made. It just really makes me laugh. Anyway, so I'm just going along the edge here now with some silver chrome pen. Now, you'll probably be able to see when my phone focuses. There's some bumps there, and that's where I filled in some of the air pockets with some UV resin. So I do kind of come up with a way to kind of disguise those. So I'll get this finished up and I'll show you at the end what it all looks like finished. Okay, so with the bear, I just got rid of any sharp edges. As I say, that'll go in my pick and mix box. With the little pot, I used some of those butterflies that I made, stuck it on the top, went round kind of the rim of the lid with some silver chrome. Yeah, so that's all finished up as well. Got rid of sharp edges from the bottom as well. So yeah, I think that looks pretty cool, actually. I think that's turned out really nice. Very colourful, very rainbowy. Well, I think it is anyway. So with the bear, I used again some of those little butterflies in its little belly. Put some UV resin in there, so that's all done as well. And then finally, shall we see how the tray's looking? Ta-da! I actually loved it. I'm going to keep this tray because I really love it. So I used the rest of those butterflies for disguising those little lumps and bumps around the edge. But yeah, that's how it's ended up. I absolutely love it. I think it's so funny. Anyway, guys, I really hope you liked this one. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stick around for the photos at the end, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye!